In the village of Mosswood, where the river hummed old songs and the baobab trees held centuries in their bark, there was a young woman named Kaya. Her beauty was a sharp, breathtaking thing, deep, umber skin that seemed to drink the sunlight, and braids that cascaded down her back, like a river of midnight woven with golden threads and beads that chimed, like a warning when she walked. Kaya knew her power, and she wielded it like a machete. She was rude to the market women, snapping when their baskets brushed her. She mocked the elders for their slow, careful walks. She sneered at the farmers, their hands caked with the earth that fed her. "Move, you lumbering ox," she'd say. Or, "Your breath smells of decay, old man." Her words were thorns, and she scattered them without care, believing her beauty was a shield that made her untouchable. On her way home from the river one evening, the path narrowed beneath the weeping fig trees. An elder woman stood there, not moving. She was small, her back bent like a question mark, her skin a map of wrinkles. She wore simple cloth, and her eyes, milky with age, seemed to look both at and through Kaya. "You block the path, grandmother," Kaya said, her voice dripping with disdain. "Move aside. You are in the sun's last light, and you smell of dust and old herbs." The old woman did not startle. She turned her head slowly. Her gaze, though clouded, pinned Kaya where she stood. "The path is narrow for everyone, child," she said, her voice the dry rustle of palm fronds. "But it is especially narrow for those who walk alone." "I am not alone," Kaya scoffed, adjusting her braids. "I have my shadow. It is better company than you. Now move, smelly old hag, before I lose my patience." A profound silence followed her words. Even the insects seemed to hush. The old woman stepped aside without another word. But as Kaya passed, she felt a sudden icy chill, as if a cloud had covered the sun. She glanced back. The path was empty. The first disaster came that night. Nightmares. Not ordinary bad dreams, but visions of her precious braids turning into serpents that hissed her own cruel words back at her. She dreamed her reflection in the river snarled and twisted, her beauty warping into something grotesque. The second came at dawn. A sickness, not of the body, but of the spirit. A deep, aching loneliness settled in her bones. The golden threads in her hair, once bright, turned a dull leaden grey. When she went to the well, the water turned bitter on her tongue. When she smiled at her own reflection, it felt like a grimace. The third disaster was the silence. The village did not confront her. They simply flowed around her. The market women's laughter died when she approached. Children stopped their games to stare with wide, solemn eyes. The very air seemed to reject her. Her words, which once cut, now fell to the ground like stones, unheard. Terrified and hollow, Kaya finally understood. The old woman was no mere elder. She was Nana Serwa, the village's unseen weaver, a guardian spirit who wove the threads of fortune and consequence. Kaya had insulted not just an old woman, but the very tapestry of life and respect that held the village together. On the third day, desperate, Kaya went to the oldest baobab at the village edge. There, sitting on a root, was Nana Serwa, spinning a simple thread on a drop spindle. Kaya fell to her knees, her proud head bowed, the grey beads in her hair clicking a mournful song. "Nana," she whispered, her voice raw, I am unraveling." The old woman spun her thread. "Yes, you are. You mistook the gift for the giver. Your beauty was a seed given to you by your ancestors, the village, the sun, and the river. You did not plant it. You used it to blight the garden. What must I do?" Kaya pleaded, tears cutting tracks through the dust on her face. Nana Serwa looked at her. "You must learn to see. True seeing is the beginning of healing." For the next moon, Kaya performed the tasks Nana Serwa set. Not grand rituals, but humble, silent ones. She fetched water for the very market women she'd insulted, not speaking unless spoken to. She gathered herbs for the elder she'd called slow, learning their names and purposes. She helped a farmer mend a fence, her soft hands growing blistered and tough. She did not braid her hair. She let it hang loose, a simple, humble cloud around her face. With each act of silent service, a grey bead would darken back to gold. The nightmares receded. The water tasted sweet again. Finally, Nana Serwa called for her. "Come, child. We will walk the narrow path." This time, Kaya walked behind. She noticed how Nana's feet knew every stone, how her hands brushed certain leaves with reverence. She saw the village not as a backdrop for her beauty, but as a living, breathing being of which she was one small part. At the path's end, Nana Serwa turned. Her milky eyes now held a gleam of starlight. "Your beauty was never your power, Kaya. It was a test. You have passed the first part. Your power is here." She touched Kaya's chest over her heart. "And here." She touched Kaya's eyes. A kind heart and seeing eyes can rebuild what a sharp tongue has torn down. Nana Serwa reached into her pouch and pulled out a single, luminous golden bead. "Wear this. Let it remind you that every thread is connected. To pull one in anger is to unravel your own soul." Kaya returned to the village, her hair still loose, the single golden bead gleaming at her temple. She did not speak much at first, but when she did, her words were soft. She asked questions. She listened. Slowly, the village's silence thawed into a cautious warmth. The disasters had followed her, not as a curse, but as a mirror. They showed her the desolation she had been sowing. And from that barren ground, with humility as her water and service as her sun, Kaya began to grow into something truly beautiful. Not just a woman who was seen, but a woman who could finally see.